we start Secret Invasion, Nick Fury has been off-planet. And Maria Hill has just really been trying to, maintain order, but this current threat is getting out of control.
5 global terrorist strikes within the past year, each one claimed by a different group.
It's business as usual.
That's precisely what they want you to think.
Nick comes back having lost whatever power he had before. So we try and solve things without being too superhuman.
You going to shoot me?
Maybe. Well, probably. But not right now.
We get to jump into Nick Fury's world, which is very spy versus spy.
The kind of grittiness, the locations, the way it feels, the way it's written. It's a thriller.
Fury, we're gonna be very careful now.
I had to pinch myself many mornings when I would step on set with Olivia Colman, Sam Jackson, Don Cheadle, Emilia Clarke, Ben Mendelsohn, Kingsley Ben-Adir. I mean, some of my favorite actors in the world.
Alone at last. After every Marvel film released, I would phone my agent and say, please, can I be in a Marvel thing? I never imagined it would happen.
What makes you think you can get him to speak?
Oh, I can be quite persuasive.
Looking at the MCU through these different lenses, you get to see all these different sides of the characters. So we get to really sort of dig into who they are.
How much do you know about your security detail?
What do you mean, how much do I know about it?
This idea of who can you trust, that is really the heart of the show.
You could be talking to somebody you have a very close relationship with, and then you find out that that's not who you thought it was.
It becomes sort of a cat and mouse game that we build toward to the end of the show.
You can't predict it, and you can't preempt it, and you can't fathom it until it happens.
I'm Nick Fury. Even when I'm out, I'm in. Heroes. It's an old-fashioned notion. No matter who wins or loses, trouble still comes around.
Nick Fury is such a central character to this world. Like, his access to all of these different superheroes in the way that he's seemingly all-knowing.
I got my eye on you.
We always knew that Secret Invasion would first and foremost focus on Nick Fury. And we really wanted to learn more about him than we had ever learned before.
This is my war alone. One of the things we talk about is Nick Fury is not a super. His superpower is his persuasiveness and fearlessness. I know the nature of this threat way better than you ever will.
After the blip, Nick Fury really questions who he should trust. He's been on Saber, and they bring him down.
For years, you've been avoiding Earth?
Yeah, well, this is different.
He's a Nick Fury that we've never seen before, and so that immediately demands for a more grounded series.
There's a real espionage element to what's going on. Fury, we're gonna be very careful now.
Hopefully it'll feel like a different experience, something grittier.
That invasion is here, and we can't even tell who the invaders are.
We get to really dig into Fury and the stakes that he's having to encounter.
This is just the beginning.
I'm the last person standing between them and what they really want.
Being part of the MCU, for me, is a dream come true. I've been asking to be part of it for quite a while. And Sonia, I mean, I always imagined maybe I'd be a superhero, but actually, Sonia, I loved playing her so much because I think she's funny. I find it hilarious that she goes to a torture scene with a rather chic coat, a little handbag, and is clearly loving her job. And I love the fact that she and Fury are friends, share a history, have each other's back, sort of take the piss out of each other. It's such an enjoyable relationship that we have.
I think somewhere down the line, Sonia should either get bitten by some insect or thrown into a machine somewhere that when she comes out of it, she has the power of invisibility.
Oh, Samuel,
wouldn't that be wonderful?
Yes, that would be
That'd
amazing.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yes, please.
Yeah, work on that.
And she'd get longer legs as well.
Get longer legs too, make her taller.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Sam, we see Nick Fury in a different light in the series. Tell us where he is and what is different about him when the story opens? Did you enjoy exploring this other side of him?
Seeing Nick Fury in a different light in this particular series, and do I enjoy showing that particular side of him? I've always wanted to be a human Nick Fury. I always thought I was. I mean, I realized that there is a perception of Nick as, you know, being sort of a cold fish in ways, but the only thing that he does is run hot or stay cold. So it's kind of great to find him in the position that we find him in this particular series, coming back to Earth after what I believe or perceive to be 6 years of absence after the blip, and seeing the profound effect and damage that absence has done to him, or what happened in his head because he was gone, and trying to figure it out. And coming back and having people tell him he's not the same person that he was before, and him being smart enough to believe it and try and figure out a way to solve the problems that are presented to him as the old Nick Fury, and he seeks ways to find himself or to get back to the powerful person that he used to be, using the networks that he had from his past and some of the people in his present.
Olivia, Sonia is a seasoned MI6 agent. What is she trying to accomplish, and what is her relationship with Nick Fury like?
So Sonia's a seasoned MI6 agent, and she's basically she's trying to protect her country no matter what. That's a spy's job. She goes a little further than most spies. And her relationship with Nick Fury, they clearly knew each other back in the day before Fury's ascension to the spaceship and Avengers and everything, back when he was sort of on the ground working his way up as a spy. And I think that's when they met, and they, I think, respect each other's work. They're clearly working for different people, but I think they would always look out for each other, and they trust each other, and they admire each other. So, and they have a laugh. It's quite nice.
Sam, what is Nick Fury's relationship with Talos and the other Skrulls he brought to Earth?
Well, what is Nick Fury's relationship to Talos and the other Skrulls that brought? Well, if you saw Captain Marvel, you know that Nick Fury was with her while the Skrulls were having their war with the Kree. And he helped her liberate the Skrulls from the Kree, but also knowing that their world was destroyed by the Kree, promised them that he and Carol Danvers would find a new planet for them to live on. It's been almost 20 years now, and he has not fulfilled that promise. And the few Skrulls that he knew came to Earth because they had a destroyed ship, so they couldn't go out. Half of them were in a prison camp somewhere else, and the rest of them were stranded somewhere in the galaxy, and Carol was taking care of them, according to what Nick's knowledge is of them. So the few Skrulls that he knows are on Earth are Talos, his wife, their daughter, maybe one or two more. So it's a shock for him to find out that all these Skrulls are on Earth, and that Talos snuck them in, and he's a bit perturbed by that idea, and knows that if the general populace of the world found that out, that would be an issue. So that's where he is right now with them.
All right, so this one's going to be for the both of you. Tell us what you each enjoyed the most about working with one another. Olivia, you go.
What I enjoyed most about working with Sam, that's very hard to answer as a one. There wasn't like one thing. I enjoyed the process of being on camera together, the acting together, but I love talking to Sam offset. I loved watching you interact with the whole crew, with your team. The whole thing has been everything I'd hoped for. Like one of the loveliest men working, and I'm so honoured to have been part of it.
Oh my God.
You made us both cry.
Working with Olivia Colman.
You better be nice now.
Is that? You know, it's, first of all, it's not work. It's, you know, a joy and pleasure to share the artistic space in that way, from using words that other people have written to express our relationship on the inside of a story that feels like something that's genuine and not forced. That's, you know, very, 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 very precious to have when you're doing, you know, work, to make it seem like not work. The joy of seeing her come in the room and light it up, because that's what she does. You know, the room just gets kind of brighter when she shows up, and everybody's like, oh, Olivia's here. This is going to be such an easy day, because she makes it easy and she makes it joyous. And you feel like you've done something special when you finish working with her, no matter what that is right now. You know, even in, you know, something as trivial as what people think is a Marvel story. She does have, you know, a wonderful life that, you know, I'm always inquiring about and asking about, and I love hearing her talk about her kids and her husband. I think that, you know, one of the wonderful things about being able to be in this business is you meet people that you genuinely know leave their mark on the world in a positive way, and that's what she does and is doing and has done. The world's a better place because she's in it.
Oh my God,
especially
Sam.
mine.
Oh, you. I feel exactly the same. Now I'm going to cry.
So, Emilia, you're new to the MCU. What
Yes.
does it feel like to be part of it, and what has your experience been like? Oh, and please incorporate the answer into the question.
Yes.
I feel completely privileged and lucky to be a part of the MCU for the very first time, and my experience of the MCU is the highest caliber known to TV, to film, to all of it. Not just the cast, which is ridiculous, but also the level of the crew, the writing, the direction, everyone who makes up the world of Marvel is at the top of their game and at the top of the tree. So it is a privilege to be able to be a part of it.
Ben, welcome back to the MCU. Tell us how you felt about reprising the role of Talos in this new series. How is it different in tone from what you did before in Captain Marvel?
Thank you very much for welcoming me back as Talos. It's a pleasure to be back. Getting the invitation and the opportunity to come back and revisit Talos in this very distinctly different project was absolutely thrilling. In some ways, I just, you know, I thought, okay, if I do my job well enough, then the stuff with Sam is going to be good and work out well. I had no idea how good this project was going to kind of become. I got the opportunity to work with this amazing actor who we were very, very fortunate that she came to join, and we are all the richer for it. It's an amazing project. It's very different in tone. Of course, those of you who are very familiar with the Marvel Universe are going to know that I had to do the entire the Spider-Man Coming Home film by myself. You know, and obviously I got to learn a lot about Sam during that because I played him and whatnot. Those of you who go back and watch it will probably see little moments where I poke through when Sam's on the screen and whatnot. But that was that. And now, you know, after, because he vacated the planet and whatnot for a good time, and I got to say, he vacated it so long that I'm kind of mad with him. I mean, I was okay with the Spider-Man thing, but I just don't think he really gave me the amount of money that I should have gotten for doing the whole film, basically, while he chilled out. But other than that, you know, we're kind of cool.
Emilia, we're coming back to you. Tell us about your character Gaia and her relationship with her dad.
So Gaia is Talos' daughter, And the relationship that they have is incredibly strained and estranged when we first meet them. But with a father-daughter dynamic like this, there is a huge amount of water that's not quite under the bridge yet. There's a lot of tension between them whilst they're family and they are each other's Achilles heel and they affect each other in the way that only a very close family member has the capability to do. She makes it a mission to not be vulnerable. She makes it a mission to be as self-sufficient and independent as she possibly can be, almost as a kind of, you know, screw you to her dad, really. But when we first see them, that setup that she's given herself doesn't last very long. And what you see throughout the show is you see a father-daughter relationship where both are on an individual journey of self-discovery and understanding what really matters to them on a moral aspect, but also they learn about the relationship that they do have and how to truly see each other for what they are.
And Emilia, what do you admire most about Gaia?
I admire her resilience the most. I admire her no F's given attitude and her strength and her honesty and her integrity. She's a badass motherfucker.
Yes, she is. Yes, she is.
Ben, you're up next. What does it mean to Talos when Nick Fury returns? What is their relationship like now?
It's strained. It's strained. Like I mean, Talos is really, really grateful to, really glad to see him, but I just wonder whether he's gotten back in time. That's really my concern, is that, you know, after all this, has he got back in time? Because we got a lot of weight to lift.
Ben, the theme of who do you trust underlies this series.
Yeah.
Tell us about how that theme manifests itself.
Well, the nature of the Skrulls has always been that they are suspect in terms of being able to trust them, right? They can shapeshift. You don't know. I could be talking to Emilia and she may actually be a genuine Skrull, right? That's just taken her on. But what has happened in the course of this thing is there's an invasion, and it seems like they might be Skrulls. So if that's the case, who do you trust in that scenario? You've got shapeshifters of varying abilities, and you've got Skrulls that are looking at things a way to be from a very, very different viewpoint. And we don't even know which Skrull sometimes is this or that. You got within Skrulls, you can't tell who to trust. Is that a human? Well, you can't trust anyone, and because you trust the wrong person, it's over. And a lot of people trust the wrong person and get taken and go, and they're just gone. They're gone straight away.
Then this is for both or either of you. What does director Ali Selim bring to the project?
Oh, he brought it.
Yeah, he did.
He really brought it on home. He directed, Ali Selim directed all 6 episodes, I keep saying I don't know why, all 6 episodes, and he brought a vision and an integrity that he kept everyone on the path of. Yeah. But he also was incredibly generous as a director and gave each individual actor time for their character to develop and time for their character to be as rich and complicated and nuanced as possible. So it really felt, you felt safe in his hands and in knowing that he was always destined to make the best version of what this could be.
I just, Ali was kind of like a revelation, really. Now, to be able to do that, to have the grace that Ali had, to have the sort of the sureness of touch, because it didn't feel like we went out there and did stuff again and again and again and then messed around doing angles and angles. The days moved, and they moved quickly. And, you know, he
felt on our side.
Yeah, and the other, that's it. And there would be times because, you know, I act with a lot of uncertainty and just wanting to try something else and try something else. And when, you know, and I said to Ali, listen, you just run me the way, you know, this way, and it's going to be fine. And he took that, and he would always guide me back to where I think it was pulsatingly effective in the script. And that is something that not many people can do with the grace and generosity like Ali can. And not many people can spend the time listening and qualitatively feeding back to all of the actors. You know, he's a person with immense giving power. And you want that from your director. You want your director to know what's going on, and you want your director to take you to the most effective zone as he, she, they see it at that time. And Ali is a really, you know, beautiful guy to work with.
There were great practical sets and several interesting locations. What was your favorite set location and why, Olivia?
My favourite set, I think my favourite set on this, I think was the first set that you meet Sonia on, partly because it was in Hatfield House, which is a beautiful building, and I do love old buildings, and I've filmed in there before, so it was exciting to go back, and it was a huge room. There was lots of space for everybody, and you didn't have to build it. So that was, I love that building, so that I was very happy to go back there. And then other sets for me weren't as exciting as that. We were outside in the woods, that was nice. Car was fun. But I think the most beautiful and my favourite set was definitely the first one in her office with all the clocks, which was Hatfield House.
I love that house too. I've actually shot in that house several times too.
Yeah, it does lots of
filming. Yeah, because we did part of Captain Marvel in that particular house.
Oh, did you?
It was no, it was something else. It was Scarlett's dance school. And when she was a Russian, it was her dance school. We did a whole thing in there. So I like that set a lot. And one of the reasons I like that set so much is because that's where I met you. So that will always have, you know, that whole special thing. It's like the first thing I ever did with you was there, because this is not the last thing we're going to do together, for sure.
I hope not.
And I liked my house. The house they created for me, or the house that they got that was that set. I liked that house. It was a nice house that felt like, you know, Charlene and I had lived in it. It felt like a lived-in space. You know, Nick wasn't there very much, according to the lore of the script.
I think what viewers can expect when they watch Secret Invasion is throw away what you expect to expect, because it is a Marvel Universe piece, but this is different. This is, I think, inviting a whole new load of fans in, because there's a lot of old school espionage, spy thriller stuff, which is, you know, it's a very Third Man and all sorts of
Truth be told, viewers can expect to see the best damn acting they've ever seen done in the Marvel Universe by this group of people that are on this poster, and everybody else who has a particular part in this series that passes through it in any way or any capacity, because the bar was set very high.
Yeah.